Good morning and welcome back, my dear students. Hope you have gone through my previous video where I have explained you an activity of how to locate the irrationals on a given number line. Now that was method 1 where you just directly made use of right triangles on the number line to locate the successive irrationals on them. So we started with root 2 and then we went on to get root 3, root 4, root 5 and so on till root 10. We were supposed to do it on the number line. So it was directly using the right triangles successively one after another. That is growing in its hypotenuse. From root 2, it grew to root 3 and then root 4, root 5, etc. And all those hypotenuse of the various right triangles, we have brought them back on the number line. And we have been able to show that root 2, root 3, root 4, etc. till root 10 exists on the number line. Now I'm going to teach you another method in which you're going to locate the same irrationals on the number line. Now the method is slightly different because you're going to create a spiral. That is, you're going to construct one right triangle over another. So it will be one over another, just going on in a spiral manner. And all these hypotenuse of the various right triangles that you have will be projected back on the number line to locate the different irrationals. So this is also a very interesting activity where you will be able to exactly get the position of the various irrationals starting from root 2 till root 10. So I'll be showing it to you on my page here. So I'll have to share my screen. We will be using the same instrument, that is the RoboCompass. Now you will be doing it in your classwork itself directly. Or if you think it is better to do it on an unruled sheet and then transfer that unruled sheet into your notebook, that's also fine, because handling a book and then doing it there may be difficult for some of you. So I leave it to you. You can do it on an unruled sheet also and transfer it to your notebook. Now this is the second activity also in our practicals that we will be doing it. So once you get used to locating it by drawing it on the classwork, then you can finally give the most refined form for your activity book. So let's go on. I'll have to stay and share my screen here. I hope you're seeing my screen. You are seeing that there are so many right triangles and there's some arcs which are coming in onto the number line. So this is exactly the spiral that we are going to create. So before I start, I think you should have all your materials with you so that you can start away with the construction right way with me as I'm doing it. So I'll be pausing the video in between so that you can follow me sequentially, the step one step after another. So let me go and start. So the first thing that we shall be doing is to bring the number line. So just like we did it for the direct method, where we located 1, 2, 3, and 4 on the number line. The same thing we are doing it here also. So we will have those points marked on the number line O, A, P, and the next point will be the E, I. And then you join all of them using the scale. So your number line is ready. Now here also you can bring in a scale factor. Like last time I think I told you one unit will be equal to 5 centimeters or even 3 or 4 centimeters should be enough. Don't take it as one unit is 1 centimeter. Again, your spiral will get very, very compressed and it will be very crowded. So maintain a scale of not less than 3 centimeters for 1 unit. So once you have located these points on the number line starting from the origin here, then 1, 2, and 3. So you mark them with alphabets A, P, and I. So let us resume and see what's the next step that we're going to do. Like we have already seen the root 2. What did we do to get the root 2? We constructed a right triangle on the number line. With OA as the base, we have constructed a 90 degrees at A. All right. So that's the step we are seeing it now. So the 90 degrees is made and the line is drawn. The next step, because I know the length OA is 1 unit, I'm going to take that length in my compass, keep the compass at A and cut an arc. And where the arc and the 90 degrees are going to meet, that's going to be your point, A, B or something like that. So once that point is marked, you have to join that point, say name it as B, join O and B. So your right triangle is ready now. So once your right triangle is ready, you know that OB is the hypotenuse of this right triangle OAB. So it is right angled at A because we have drawn a 90 degrees at A. So if OA is 1 unit, your AB also is 1 unit because we have taken it like that. So your OB square, which is the hypotenuse, will be OA square plus AB square. So 1 square plus 1 square will become 2, and hence your OB square will be 2, and hence the OB will become square root of 2, which I have marked here. Now this OB is what you have to project and bring it on the number line. This is what we have done in the previous method also. So this step, it should be easy for you to do. So with OB as radius and O as center, I have brought down that arc to the number line. And the point of intersection has to be marked. Now we'll call it with some alphabet, say M. Now I have to repeat this process now, not on the number line, but on the hypotenuse of the first triangle. So OB is the hypotenuse of the first right triangle that we've drawn. So now your 90 degrees is going to be constructed at B. So I keep my protractor along OB, which is the hypotenuse of the first right triangle, and mark a 90 degrees. See how the protractor is placed. So the 90 degrees is marked, you remove your protractor, draw the line. So your 90 degrees is now constructed on the hypotenuse OB of the right triangle OAB. So once your hypotenuse is ready, the same step should continue. You should take a unit length. That is, OA is the length you should take. Keep your compass at B and cut an arc. So you got the unit length there. Now that point of intersection has to be named. We name it as some, say Q. So once Q is located, join that Q to your O. So that step is done. So you have the second right triangle constructed now on the hypotenuse of the first right triangle. So triangle OBQ is sitting on the hypotenuse of the first right triangle. So the base of the second triangle is nothing but the hypotenuse of the first right triangle. So once your right triangle is ready, now let us see what is this OQ. This OQ is the hypotenuse for right triangle QBO. Can you see the second triangle? That's why I put it in a different color. Now OQ is the hypotenuse of the second triangle whose sides are OB is already root 2. And what is your QB? It is 1 unit because we have taken the length OA in our compass and kept it at B and cut the arc. So we got this BQ as 1 unit. So your OQ square will be equal to OB square plus BQ square because of your Pythagoras theorem. So OB square will be root 2 into root 2, which will be 2. And QB square will be 1 into 1, which is 1 itself. So 2 plus 1 will be 3. So your OQ square will be 3, or your OQ will be just root 3. So now I got this OQ as a length which is equal to root 3. So if I project this length onto the number line, then I'll be marking or locating root 3 on the number line. So this is the next step that we are going to do. So I'll keep my compass at point O. And I will take a length of OQ in my compass and then drag it down to the number line to locate the root 3. Now I'll mark that point also where it is intersecting, and I'll call it, say, with some alphabet N. Alright. So your N has become or has been located as root 3 on the number line because you have taken the length OQ and projected it on the number line. Now the next step has to continue again. Now the third right triangle is going to come on the base of the second right triangle. So can you see the protractor is already dragged in there? So you're going to keep your protractor along OQ, and at Q you're going to mark a 90 degrees. So now your 90 degrees is created at the point Q. Now this right triangle is going to sit on the hypotenuse of the second right triangle. So OQ will become the base of the third triangle that you're going to draw. So the next step, as you have already done, you have to measure this OA in your compass, which is the unit length. Keep it at Q and cut the 90 degrees. This point of intersection has to be marked. So this is the next step that we will be doing. So take OA in your compass, keep the compass at Q and cut the arc to cut the 90 degrees at some point. Say I shall call it R. Now I'll join O and R, and my third right triangle is ready. Can you see that? So I have marked it with a different color now. So this OR is the hypotenuse of the third right triangle. And now let us see what is this OR equal to. Now look at this OR. It is the hypotenuse of right triangle RQO. So my OQ is already root 3. So root 3 into root 3 will be 3. And this is 1. So 3 plus 1 is 4. And hence your OR square will be 4. Or in other words, OR will be square root of 4. So when I take this length OR in my compass and bring it down to the number line, it should exactly pass through 2. So this is my 0, this is my 1, and this is my 2, and this is my 3 originally on the number line. Now, when I bring root 4, it should exactly coincide with the 2 on the number line because we know square root of 4 is 2. So let us see how it is coinciding there. So I'm going to keep my compass onto the point O, take the length OR in my compass and drag it down to the number line. See, it is exactly passing through P, which represents the 2 on the number line. So that's how the first 3 right triangles are constructed. Now further you have to go about constructing these right triangles one by one on the hypotenuse of the previous right triangle. So it will be like a spiral coming down like this. So you have to continue this procedure till you get root 10. Now we have got root 4. So there are 6 more you have to draw. 6 more right triangles that you have to draw, and that will come out and you will be getting all the points or all the irrationals on the various parts of the number line. So let us see another 2 more at least so that you can continue on your own for the remaining. So let me play, you can see. So the next I'm going to draw the right angle at R. So I take my protractor, keep it along OR, mark the 90 degrees, join. I get my right angle. Then I should take, as usual, the length OA. Keep your compass at R, cut the arc. The point of intersection has to be located. Maybe I will call it some S. And then join your O and S. See, I've used different colors for all the different hypotenuse that I have. Now, what's the next step? I have to know that this is going to be root 5 because this is 4 plus 1, 5. So it is root 5. Now, keep your compass at O. Take a length of OS. Bring it down to the number line. It will intersect at another point. And that point will represent your root 5. So continuing this process, we will draw one more triangle. Now at S, you construct the 90 degrees. So keep it along OS, mark the 90, draw the 90 degrees. Take a unit length OA in your compass. Keep your compass at S, cut an arc, mark the point of intersection. I'll call it T. I'll join the O and T. My right triangle will be ready. So that hypotenuse is what I will bring it down as root 6. So with O as center and with OT as radius, now I'm going to drag and bring that radius onto the number line. And that point of intersection has to be marked. So that will represent your root 6. And the next, when you want the root 7, again at T, you construct the 90 degrees. Take a unit length of OA in your compass. Keep it at T, cut an arc. Point of intersection between the arc and the 90 degrees is to be marked. Say I call it U. Say V, sorry. Join O and V. Now once again, when you take your compass and take the length OV in your compass as radius, and when you drag and bring it down to the number line, what you will get is the root 7. So like this, you should be continuing till root 10. See how it's going on. So step by step, you should be creating this spiral. It is called a spiral because one right triangle is sitting on the other. So it is going one on one as such, and a spiral is being created. It's kind of a circular array is being created, and hence this is called locating irrational using the spiral method. So I hope you should be able to do this on your own. First, try it out in the classwork. As I have already told you, because it is a construction, you should be having all the geometrical instruments with you. You should sit in a convenient place and do it step by step. It is only a precision and accuracy kind of activity, but it is an interesting activity for children of your age group. So try to complete this, and then we shall transfer these two activities, that is part 1 and part 2. That is locating the irrationals by the direct method and the spiral method on the number line, so that we can take it down as an activity for our class 9 for activity 1 and 2. So I shall shortly share the procedures for the activity with you. You can get ready with the records, and the left hand side you will be pasting your direct method, which is done on an unruled sheet and transferred to your record. Similarly, the spiral method, again done on an unruled sheet and transferred to your record. So more details about the procedure and etc. I will share with you in the group. So try doing this. If you have any difficulty, you can always get back to me. So do it fruitfully, enjoy the activity. Thank you.